Okay, I had a few requests to see the local beach here. So the beaches here in western Visayas aren't like they are in a lot of places in the Philippines with a lot of white sand. It's pretty rocky. There's some nice beaches here on the other side of the island, which is about 56 kilometers away. I do have another video if you want to see Hermit's Cove. And it shows a place that's about 4 hours from here. That's an attraction, but you'll see the beach there is pretty rough too. But I went to a beach here that's only like 2 kilometers away. It's where a lot of people hang out. It's a public beach. It's under construction. But it's like a lot of beaches here in the Philippines. I mean, there's some really nice tourist spots. You can go to Siargao and places like that where they have beautiful sand and a lot of places to go. But if you're on these islands in the province somewhere, you're more often to see these kinds of beaches that are kind of like rough rocks, and a lot of places that people go swimming and stuff like that. And there's a lot of places to eat and things like that. But it's not like a tourist attraction. It's more of a local area where locals hang out. So let's take a look. I'll take my scooter up the street and I'll take a few videos and show you. Well, everybody said they wanted to see the beach, so I took my scooter over to the beach and we'll look around. It's under construction. It's only 2 kilometers from my house, and it's not where I usually hang out actually. If you want to go to a nice beach around here, I have a couple other videos with Hermit's Point and things like that. Hermit's Cove. It's a lot better. This one's under construction. So let's take a look around and see what we got. I had to mute the audio here because they're playing some karaoke in the big building, which is another way you'll see later on. And it's a lot of YouTube audio, so you'll get a violation, copyright violation, so I have to cover that up. On this public beach here, you can see there's lots of tables and chairs and stuff you can actually rent for 100, 200 pesos. You can get a table with a barbecue and stuff and set up all your own things with an umbrella. There's a lot of stores across the street that we'll see later that sell food and things like that if you want to just cook your own stuff. And on the entrance, when we come in here on the left, there's actually a restaurant there, although since they're doing a lot of construction work right now, it's covered up, but you can get in there. It's just a little difficult to access because they're building a whole new area here with new little cubos for people to rent, to eat, and they're putting sidewalks in, they're redoing it. There was a lot of damage from Odette quite a while ago, and looks like now they're just starting to get all the funds released where they're doing a lot of repair, and they're fixing all these public beaches up. So right now they're kind of like, in kind of a temporary type situation. But it's still nice and it's okay, and you'll see it's a lot of gravel here. It's not as much white sand as you would expect, although the water's not very deep. And I'll take a walk around the area here and you'll see all the different places to go. It's quite interesting, and it's okay for a local place. It's really cheap, or almost free for a lot of local people. Hi. There's more karaoke here, so I had to mute the audio one more time. I want to have a little bit of audio so you can see what it sounds like at the beach. This is Sunday, so there's nobody really around, actually. But it looks pretty nice. You can also tell it's low tide. And so really, you can see if you're swimming here, this is not going to be very deep. As a matter of fact, even right now, if you walk out, 100 yards out, well, maybe 50 yards out into the water, it's still not more than 3 feet deep. And then there is a cliff drop-off, though. And I'll show some videos at the end where we did a little bit of snorkeling, and you can see where it does get deeper once you get towards the back there. It's not too bad. Now, when you look straight across on the right, you can see there's some clouds, but there's a slight bit of darkness, which is another island. That's Negros. So we're right next to Negros, so you can take a ferry from the Toledo port You can actually go right across the to the next island if you want. It takes about 45 minutes, so it's not too bad. All these fishing boats that are here, a lot of them are fishing boats during the week when they're all working. They will take you somewhere if you want to go someplace, depending on the price. But most of the time, I don't bother. I just go to the Toledo port and we'll go to Negros that way. Actually, you can take a lot of boats from there as well, all the way down to Mindanao if you want to, and Siargao and all those places if you don't want to fly, because there is an airport in Cebu City, but you can take a boat from here in the Toledo port to a lot of places, and the price is fairly reasonable. Now, if you go to Mindanao from here, it will take about 8 hours, so that's a ways, but you can always rent a cabin if you want and just hang out in there, and they're actually pretty nice. So it just depends on what you want to do, really. You can see here it's low tide, so normally the boats are way up there on the shore. The water comes up all this way. Normally you make sure, you'll see when I do the video later, make sure you wear shoes when you're out here. I always have some kind of water shoes on, or I have tennis shoes. Right today I'm wearing tennis shoes, because there is a lot of coral around here, and especially if you go out into the water, you don't want to be stepping on coral, that's for sure. And at certain times of the year there are also jellyfish, but it doesn't happen too often. But just a few months ago, actually, when I went to Hermit's Cove, that other video I was talking about, there were jellyfish out in the water then. So these are the bunker boats. They're sitting here, and underneath this other building, we'll walk by it later, is another place where you can rent and eat and buy food, and they have barbecues and things like that. And this is a changing area here where you can change your clothes and rinse off. They've got water in there you can rinse off from going in the ocean and clean up and things like that. Walking across this way, there's actually like a little brackish river that goes out into the back towards my house, which is where they have a lot of trees growing and things like that. And some people are fishing over on the right hand side. And if you walk the plank here, there's a whole party area there where they have a whole bunch more stores and a bunch of barbecue places. And I didn't go there today because there was actually a private party going on where some business had all their people, because it's a Sunday, and they were having a big group barbecue, and they were playing games and things like that and getting together, team building type stuff. So I didn't go over and bother them. I just stayed over on this side and walked back across. But it's not a bad area to go. Like I said, the price is right for sure. We'll take a quick trip over to the exit here once I loop around this way. The exit's over to the left there, and we'll show you across the street. There's a whole bunch of little stores that sell food and liquor and pop, and during the summertime they have little beach toys for the kids where they have water wings and all that kind of stuff that they sell. It's not really busy today. This is Sunday, but I went there Sunday about noon, I guess, and pretty much church doesn't let out until a little bit later, and that's when the bulk of the people will show up. There were a few families here already having their little picnics and stuff and having lunch, basically, but not many. Usually when I go here, like especially sometimes during the week when it's after hours, maybe 5 o'clock, it gets dark here around 6 p.m. So between 4 and 6 is when the heat goes down and people start coming out again. And this area will be quite crowded, actually. There'll be a lot of people on the beach, and they'll all be out in the water. Lots of kids playing in the water, because like I said, for quite a ways out, it's only about 3 feet deep. So they go out and swimming out there. They can just splash around and have a lot of fun. And it's not worried about tides and things like that. So right now this is flooded because they dug up some of the dirt to try and redo the entrance. I had a hell of a time coming in with my scooter because it's really soft mud. But you can see across the street, look at all the businesses that are there. There's tons. Each one of those little areas is a little place that sells food, pop, all kinds of different things. Now when I circle over here to the right, the other right, that's actually a step down to where I parked my scooter in the parking area there, and this will be the end. So you can see on the right hand side It's actually a pretty big beach area. It goes way out, and they have a bunch of solar lights there on the top, and they all come on at night, so it's all lit up actually. Although there are hours, you'll see there's a sign posted here. It's a public beach, and they do have access hours, so they don't like people being here late at night, mostly because of a lot of kids playing around, things like that. So let's hang on. I'm going to show some more videos here of snorkeling clips. I'll just do a couple of clips so you can see how clear the water is. And that'll be about the end of the beach special for, the western Visayas area near my house. Now I'll have some other areas I can go to, and I'll film those as well. And like I said, you can go to the Hermit's Cove video that I have that shows, and there's a couple party videos I have that show you places you can rent, but they're all very similar, meaning you rent a little place to cook your food and things like that, like a little shack, and you can go swimming out there, and they have a little change room. Most of them always do, and there's always some kind of cover charge in some of these other places, like Hermit's Cove. I think it was like 50 pesos a person or 100 pesos a person, so it's like $1, $2 a person. It's really not a lot of money, but it's fun. Family has a lot of fun coming out here. One nice thing about the Philippines is, even if it does rain, and it'll rain for a short amount of time, it's not like being back where I'm originally from Ohio, when it rains in the summer, the water is freezing cold. Here it's like warm bath water that comes out, and within probably 20 minutes, because the sun comes back so hot, you're totally dry. Okay, let's check out, let's see how this goes. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll do more videos. I'll see how this goes and how many people really want to see them. If you're interested, let me know. Or we can do some discussion things as well. I know I get contacted by people that are moving here all the time. Thanks.